Dr. Gretchen, one of the first things someone diagnosed with MS thinks about is how MS might interfere with the ability to move. Can you talk about some common mobility issues that people with MS might face?
So, of course, this is going to be different for everyone, but some typical mobility issues could be generic walking, and that might be your quality of walking or distance of walking. But other types of mobility that people don't often think of, at least at first, is transfer. So, standing up from a low surface like toilets or benches or chairs at a restaurant.
What else can people do now to help prevent mobility decreasing before they even see signs of it?
One thing that I'm all about is functional exercises, meaning you take a goal that you have and you break it down into as many movements as possible. And those movements are now your exercises. Walking requires 7 different things. It requires you to shift your body weight forward, bend your knee, swoop your toes up, bring your knee up to the ceiling, straighten your knee, put your heel down. And all while that was happening, you were standing on one leg. My 3 favorites of all of those 7 are marching, knee bending, and then lifting your ankle up. And you can do these in a standing position or seated or laying down, whatever works best for you.
How can we know when it's no longer enough to hack our exercise routines on our own?
There's a lot of tests that can give us and you information on how you're doing. We can actually retest and compare to that initial session. I can't tell you how many times I've had some clients walk in who would say, I don't think I need to be here. I'm only here because my neurologist told me to be. So here I am. What do you got for me? And I'll run through the same exercises that I give most of my clients with MS that specifically touch on the areas of our body that MS tends to attack most, resulting in weakness. And it's quite often that someone who doesn't have any limitations with walking will report something along the lines of, wow, I didn't expect that to be so fatiguing.
As somebody with progressive MS, it's sometimes hard to stay motivated. How do you motivate patients?
On those days where it's getting hard and you feel like I've been doing this for a while, my leg still isn't moving, what the heck? I try to remind my clients that's okay. Movement is not the goal here. The goal is to find that neural pathway. So if you give up early on, your brain won't ever find that pathway. But if you keep going, you're giving your brain that opportunity to find one that works.
If someone comes to you and they have, let's say, 4 buckets of energy in the day, how do you motivate someone to spend one of them on movement or exercise when their energy is so limited and they have to make careful choices about how to spend it?
So I educate all of my clients on newest research that says exercising throughout the day is just as effective as exercising all at once. What's important to know about that strategy is it allows you to conserve your energy. But at the end of the day, if you did 5 repetitions 3 times throughout the day, that's 15 times that your brain attempted to find those neural pathways. And that's the same as if you did 15 all at once, but then you're pooped.
I personally like to incorporate my physio exercises into my activities of daily living. Can you talk about other ways to add in little bits of exercise or physio into those types of activities?
Absolutely. I think there's so many things that we do throughout the day that I would consider exercise. Simple things that you're already doing, such as unloading the dishwasher or loading the dishwasher. These things require movement and muscle activation. So I personally consider that exercise. And I actually have my clients jot that down on their list of exercises that they did that day.
Is there anything you want people with MS to know?
Trust the process and know that every repetition that you are doing is an opportunity for your brain to find the pathway that can result in improved strength. Never assume that if you're doing a movement and nothing happens, that you shouldn't do that exercise. You should absolutely keep doing it. There is that possibility.
Mobility problems can be varied and will be different for everyone. Functional exercises break down the elements of day-to-day movement like walking and allow you to work on targeted motions in isolation. Exercising throughout the day is just as effective as exercising all at once while reducing the impact of fatigue. Thanks so much for watching. For more content on MS, from treatments and diagnosis to mobility and sex, check out the rest of MS 101.